Don't tempt me with a good time. Steam! Happy Chinese New Year. Whose birthday is it? It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. I don't know what you're talking about. Steve, welcome in. How you doing? A little bit of you, but... Not my birthday. Not my birthday. I don't care how many times Shifty tries to convince you it is not. You just got off work? Lose connection in a sec? No! I'll be back in a few minutes. No worries. I'm in an elevator. I can't hear you. Yeah, that worked. Yeah, that actually worked out great. Aha. The little guy comes in clutch. Okay, so this is where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to have to do a little bit of steel stick. And we're going to have to... Too impatient to wait till then to say hi. Ah, gotcha. You're like, I've got to say hello now. No. Ah. Hello. Bye. Ah. Where's my razor blade? Oh, it's up. Make sure to wish Vile. It's not my birthday. Very fragile old lady. Shh. God damn you. Okay, so go around, we might need a little bit extra. Anything else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put a little bit of steel, or not steel stick, but tape right there. Try to help prevent that. Love you, Vile. As you probably saw, Pistol is complete. Is it? I haven't saw it yet because I'm, you know, not on my phone, but we'll see it in a little bit. Alright, so that should most care of controls out that. Let's take terrible out of that. Okay, so that takes care of most of that. You're not on your phone and you call yourself an influencer? I mean, granted, I don't like calling myself an influencer. I personally don't want to call myself an influencer, but for tax reasons, they force me to. Bullshit. What a bullshit excuse. They're like, you need to go into this particular segment, but that is an influencer. I don't want to, though. And they're like, tough shitty. And I'm like, I like to stream the garbo I'm working on. And they're like, well, that's influencing people. And I'm like, what am I influencing people to do? Play with toys? And they're like, exactly. Well, that's lame. And they're like, get taxed to shit, nub. And I'm like, no. That's just how it goes. That's taxes in a nutshell. You're an influencer and you're going to like it. Jolts, speaking of the influencer, the TikTok influencer over here, Mr. I'm going to be the next top TikToker around. You influence me to play with myself. You influence me to destroy 12-year-old kids' toys, so you're an influencer. I'm a bad influence, is what I am. So that giant gold chain with the influencer diamond charm is just coincidence, huh? No, that is totally coincidence. What really sells it is the platinum grill that says influencer, all diamond encrusted. With the, because I mean, really, I'm from Texas, right? It's a Paul Wall thing. I mean, really, that's what you do. Jolt is the new TikToker. You notice Jolt went silent there when I started talking about Jolt being a TikTok influencer. Jolt's like steaming right now. Jolt's joined in on the TikTok craze. What's the problem, Jolt? I don't understand. What's the matter? I don't get it. Shame. The shame, I know. I'm putting that in my fucking bio. What's that? Jolt's the new TikTok influencer? Jolt has succumbed to the TikTok influence. Couldn't say no. I could blame KT. Nah, it's totally by... KT wasn't there holding your hand, telling you to do it. That was totally your own doing. You had a choice. KT and Allie bullied me into it. Fair. But at the same time, you are in control of your own destiny. Whack ass fortune. What are you talking about? Thoughts on the Fishtool? I don't have a chance to take a look at the Fishtool. You'll have to wait on that one. My hands are a little bit tied right now. You influenced me to buy that deploy at Savers, so you influenced me to... Oh, yep, see, there you go. He was there. I influenced myself to end myself. Control in your destiny sounds like it's from a fortune cookie. True. True. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out... I think what I'm going to do... Not that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I'm going to cut this guy in half. And I'm going to fill up this little spot right here. I'll towel your hands, I bet. What I'm gonna do is your mother. Maybe. Teacup might be mad at me for that, but yes. So I'm thinking I'm gonna fill up this little spot right here first, and let that harden up since it's only like a 5-minute anyways. And then what I could do is, instead of trying to like build it up while it's hardening, I can then just kind of like put a small little piece on there and just squish it down when I do the other half. I'm gonna just do that real quick. We're just gonna mix this up real quick, and then we're just gonna fill up that little cavity real. Because also, if it's too much and it actually collides with that, what I can also do is I can grind it back down, or sand it or whatever back down until until it can fit. And like I can put a little dab of epoxy on there. It's a lot less work if I've already got a good chunk of it already there. Actually fill up this other side too. Okay, so that we'll let that just harden up, and then we'll go from there, and we'll test fit it, see how it fits in there. And let's check a look at this fish stole. I know you want to, Grim. I know. I saw that. Saw your comment. Is it work in progress or nerf mods? No, it's not worth it. Of course, in the work in progress, it looks really nice. Damn, that looks really cool. I like the way you did the scales on that. I also like that you used the that like corrugated side of it too, or that, like, you know, that type of card. Looks like a thinner cardboard, so the corrugation like sticks out really nicely for fins. Hey, Anime, welcome in. I know that wasn't you blowing me a kiss, but you know, we'll blame it on Grim. It's usually Grim, anyways. Always blowing little fart kisses everywhere. Disappointed that nobody is describing. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Like I said, I was a little preoccupied trying to look at this. I wasn't really looking at chat that much. Very well done. Haven't really seen. Yeah, I was gonna say, Faye's probably the only one I've seen so far that does the cardboard work, which is interesting. And again, it's one of those skills that not many people like dive into, even though like cardboard is such a readily available material. I was able to fill in all the little holes. Yeah. Well, I have these little. So what I'm trying to do, Anime, is I got the barrel all set up. Everything's basically running the way I tested it yesterday. I did a lot of work, right? What I'm doing right now is I'm filling up this little cavity that you see right there with the two pieces of putty in it. And while I'm going to let that harden up first. And the reason why is so I don't have to fiddle around with trying to get it, because I have cellophane tape right here. Actually, this is a trick I will always tell people about this, by the way. If you want a really good way if you're working with epoxy, hot glue, or some kind of a something that's going to either be thermal, like an epoxy putty, or something that's going to have to cool, like thermal, like hot glue. These things do not adhere to packing tape, specifically like this Scotch tape right here, right? For shipping, this 3M stuff. The surface of it is so smooth that when it hardens or, cools down enough, it actually will break away. Like, this is a release agent. It will just literally break off. So if you ever need to keep hot glue from getting onto something, instead of trying to mess with it, cut a small piece of Scotch tape and layer it, and then pour, either hot glue, and that kind of acts as a dam to prevent the glue, or same thing with the putty or whatever, and that prevents it from adhering to it, and then you can just peel the tape off. It just comes right off of it, which is really nice. I think Parabellum was used to do cardboard work. But it was much more industrial and real steel, not very artistic like this. Borders on sculpting. Well, I've seen full-on cosplays that were built out of cardboard, and it's the same thing. It's kind of such an interesting concept because it's readily available. I've seen them use the colors on the cardboard as basically coloring of the cosplay that they're doing. So there's a lot of really interesting things out there that people have done, but it's so rare to come across it, It reminds me, I need to buy packing tape or just steal some from her, wherever you can get it. But yeah, cellophane tape or packing tapes and stuff like that. Yeah, cardboard is great. Oh, Anime, if you are in the Discord, Faye Helmet actually does a lot of cardboard work, like cosplay-esque type stuff. And has started doing integrations with Nerf blasters, and actually made one called the Fishtel. Obviously a fish pistol, that has a functional blaster inside of it, and then made the outside out of cardboard that looks like a fish. It looks really cool. It's in the Nerf Mods channel, if I remember correctly. Durability of durability of cardboard. It doesn't, you can't get wet, obviously, like that. It'll just deteriorate and fall to pieces. It will, depending on how you connect it as well. That's where I get really surprised at the people who make full-on cosplays. It's really interesting to see. We're going to send it a package to Jolt and me. Oy. Mod Podge. Yeah, Mod Podge is actually not too bad as a connector, but it's still one of those, it's such a strange one, right? Like, and I know you can seal it, which would help. Obviously, Mod Podge or you can even throw like a spray adhesive, like a glue on it. Like there are some, I don't think that's water soluble type of adhesives if you get the spray stuff, but I know that's some ways that you can kind of seal up the cardboard to help for durability. But still, when you look at some of it, it's really impressive to see some of the work, because they'll make movable parts, almost similar to like armor, like you do with like sheet metal or whatever. It's really fascinating. Already? You just sent me one not too long ago. Take my shit. Right? Take my shit. Alright, we're just about hardened up. Got a little bit longer. Still got a little bit to go. Alright. I can still feel the thermal action on it. It's still warm. It's enough that I could at least test it. Good. Okay. Right about there. Will it say this color of the blast? Yeah, it's gonna stay this color. No, I wanted it. A lot of times when I do this, I try to make it look like it's stock. I'll show you an example. So, keeping a blaster looking stock is probably one of the hardest things. It takes a lot more effort to get it to still look like it, nothing's been done to it. I'm also I don't really have a good setup for painting quite yet. It is something that's in the works. I do want to eventually get to painting. But here's a great example. These are both modded blasters. Well, this one's a modded blaster, this one's not a modded blaster, but this is a blaster that was modded. Does that look like it was necessarily modded, or does that look like it came stock like that? And I personally like the idea that you can't quite tell if you were to look at them side by side that one of them is modded, because it looks as if it was supposed to come that way. I painted a little bit on this. It's right here, this little black strip piece right here. That's vinyl dye, actually. Because vinyl dye can paint plastics fairly simply. Like, it doesn't need a whole lot of prep work, a little bit of light sanding, and then just throw vinyl dye, and it kind of dyes the top layer of the plastic. And this is kind of what I really like to do. I could never do that level of cutting. Not with the amount of caffeine you kids drink. Good lord. But this is... The point is, I really kind of like the idea of something looking... I can, but it takes effort. It also takes you not drinking 17 Mountain Dews before you try your first cut. Like your stripe, that turned out okay? Yeah. Integrations cutting without painting is hard, but the results are so worth it. Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, this is a barrel mod, right? Like we did 17 Mountain Dead. Yeah, I know, right? Deed. But I really like this kind of look. The blue and yellow is actually a really nice look anyway, so I kind of like it. This one's a little different because it's red, so that it's going to be slightly off, from what it looks stock. But, I'm just going to work with it as it is. I don't even drink one energy drink in a year. I know. I have a cup of coffee in the morning, and that's about it for caffeine. I don't really have anything else for the rest of the day. Most of the stuff I have is either going to be water, maybe a tea, which might have a little bit, not a whole lot. And like a diet Sprite, because it's like the only diet that's doesn't taste like Garbo. I should say Sprite Zero now, since they don't actually call it Diet Sprite anymore. I load myself with yeah. I know you both loading yourselves up with caffeine. So another good example that I have is the Rapid Strike that I did. So on the Rapid Strikes, hey Steam, boodaloop. The only thing will be me in my tea, unless it's not. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the coffee is just a nice way to start the morning. I don't really need it. It's just I like coffee. I like the taste of the coffee that I have. That's really it. Most of the time I'd be fine even without it. It's just I like it. But like this Rapid Strike that I did, there are 2 pieces that were painted on here. 3 technically. I painted this little piece right here to match this. And I painted this piece again to match like this gray. And that was it. The only other thing I had to paint were these pieces right here, because I had to cut them down a little bit, so I had to repaint them black. But this entire barrel is actually an integration from a different blaster. I had to cut and carve all this out. And the point of this is that I wanted it to look like a Rapid Strike. I also did things like I opened up these windows that were right here. That wasn't originally done like that. They had some openings, but they had like all these braces going through them, and I opened them up to try to make them look nicer. But like, this is a really fun look to me because it looks like more closely resembled to how it looked from the factory. But the original one had this like barrel lug on the front and this weird like sight on it and things. And I don't really personally like it, but I really like this much larger barrel. I just think it looks much more like intimidating, which is kind of the point. But this is kind of what I do like to try, is I try to keep them somewhat stock if I can. Your cuts aren't perfectly straight, just straighter than yours. 50% gay. I mean, look, there's a photograph image of the two of you open mouth kissing. I'm just gonna leave that out there. I can't tell that it's not real. I'll be honest. I don't think it was AI generated. I'm just gonna put that out there. That photo of Jolt and Grim, of them open mouth kissing, it's over on the Discord. Actually, it's a sticker on the Discord. You can go and check it. It's literally the both of them open mouth kissing. And you know what? I swear it looks real to me. Quite literally. I just saying. Just saying. Pan life. Exactly. Pan life. It was a definite, when you max out your base weapon vibe. What's that? This guy right here? I think it's funny because I like this this particular mag that came off of the what was it called? Frosty? Or whatever that Fortnite AR skin was. I even swapped out the rear stock for one of the orange ones as opposed to the gray that the natural ones come with, so that way this gray or this orange matches more of the blasters. It just kind of keeps the aesthetics more pleasing. And then I took this, I just put this on here just because, and I cut it at an angle right here on my belt sander until it fit, and then it just slid right on there and matches the line right here. And it's got, like, you know, the hidden voltmeter in the back. You don't really notice. And it actually, that voltmeter, thanks to Gopher's suggestion, doesn't actually work until you put the mag in. When the mag goes in, that actually turns on, which is such a fun little thing. I love the picture. See, Grim even has the photo of the two of them open mouth kissing. It's fact. Jolt is at least 52%. That's what we're saying. That's what you're trying to do? Oh, you're trying to do the same like mag thing? Oh, don't want to reveal my sexy hand face? My other sets of hands? Alright. Alright, so that epoxy should hopefully have hardened up now. Got a little bit of play in it, but within 5 minutes, I know it's supposed to be. Is it 5 or 10? I actually don't remember on Steel Stick. Oh, cure time is 1 hour, but set time is 5 minutes. Okay, so it's basically, it's set, we got almost an hour, but that gives me enough time to put another, sleepers are cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I liked about it, Steam, is that at a distance, you might not necessarily notice. Welcome back in, Shifty.
Is now a noodle.
Welcome back in. How you doing? Yeah, I like it because at a distance, you might not even, like, if you're at a glance, you're probably not going to notice it. But it's when it starts revving up and firing, you're like, whoa, hold on a second. That's what I like about it. At a distance, you might not skedaddle. It's true. It's not my birthday. It is not my birthday. It's, God damn it. Such a powerful sound. I know, that sound alert really commands your attention, doesn't it? Okay, so now I have to try to figure out mostly just this bottom piece right here on placement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually... I have to put both of these together. Also, probably... It's gonna be funnier. Nobody's gonna believe me if it actually is my birthday. It's gonna be my actual birthday, and people are like, fucking liar. That's how my birthday's gonna go down. You're a liar. Yours is coming up. I know yours is coming up pretty soon. I don't know what to do for my birthday. I don't even know what to do for mine, anime. I'll be honest, like, my birthday is it's just a normal day to me most of the time. Because I was either working or I was basically spending it alone for so long. I don't really know what to do for my birthday. Even Teacup, a lot of times, isn't even home for my birthday. So most of my life has just been spent not knowing what to do. So we have to do early stuff for my birthday. My actual birthday is spent doing nothing. It's always such a joke. You got the whole day to figure out. What whole day? My whole birthday? Is not that fire? Oh, you're coming up too? Oh, Grimm's is in March, if I remember correctly. But Grim did get a pretty decent gift to start with, so... Grim's got a nice gift already that came from a few members in the community. So... Shifties is coming up as well! Yeah, and all you people with these birthdays coming up. Hey. Only 8 months away. It's just around the corner, Shifty. It's almost here. And practically taste it. Okay, now that I've got that, that's enough. 2 months. Okay, so you're April. So you're an April baby then. Around 2. Okay. Feels like the art competition was just the other day. I know. I still think mine was the best. Still think mine won. Yep, nice. Teacups is actually in April as well, so Hex can't remember my birthday for shit. Yours was pretty good. Whose was pretty good, but my my art piece of you, there was a lot of them. I will say though, Gopher's was pretty snazzy. Spring birthday. I'm quite literally in the middle of the year. Mine is literally Jolts and I have the same birth month. Just so you know. Just putting that out there. Today is not my birthday. Not my birthday today. I don't care what Shifty says. Or what people in the Discord say. Yeah, Jolts is on the 27th. It's literally in Jolt's name, by the way. 627. Was it a meme? We were only a couple of days apart. It was something like that. Is it your birthday, Jolt? Literally, Jolt's birthday is in the name. Yeah, it's literally in the name. 627. Like, 6 month, 27th day. It's American. I know. I know everybody else in the world, like, you guys flip everything around. Listen. I'm just a product of the place I was born. I don't know what to do, and I'm not here. Damn it, anime. Yeah, that's right. Happy birthday, Jolt. Well done. Yeah, it's all... it's not my birthday. It's not Jolt's birthday. It's a lie. It's all Jolt. Jolt is the birthday boy. It's not me at all. It's not. Let's go. Oh, there might... Fair enough. It is not my birthday. Is it? Oh my God, Shifty. God damn it. Is it? It is not. I'm going to have to make a command list at some point because I actually don't even remember half the commands I've got. That's... Damn it, Shifty. All right, so this is like gut-wrenching to me because there's a lot that can go wrong here and I'm worried, but it's like I'm about to just say do it. Just go with it. Jest is best, I swear. See, why would that bot lie? There might be a cooldown. It might also be set to mod only, but I don't know. A lot of times when you do commands, they automatically make it to where only the mod can do it. Some do, some don't. I don't know. That one might not, though. It might have like a 5-minute cooldown there. There it is. Yeah, so it does have an internal cooldown. It was probably set to, I don't know, a minute or two. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's probably like a 60-second cooldown or something like that it normally puts in. Oh, does it need the question mark? It does need the question mark, yeah. So if you don't put the question mark in, it won't work. 'Cause it looks like it needs it. Goof that one up. I mean, you can always change it. Okay. I'm very, very nervous about this one. This is actually like kind of gut-wrenching to me. It's like, ugh. Could be good or very, very bad in how this goes down. So it's not. Damn it. I see the pin message. I still can't figure out why Twitch constantly keeps starting my streams with it being in the charity category. I can't figure that out. I had to, like, no idea. I cannot figure out why it keeps doing that, which is frustrating because it's like, I'm not running a charity. Stop telling people I'm running a charity. It's not. No, actually, I don't know what happened, but even today, Streamlabs, when I was trying to do the thing for like the tags, I had originally AMA and design. I couldn't put any tags on it today for some reason, and I like today it didn't have any tags, but when I started the stream, it had charity, design, English, and AMA, and I was like, why does it always start with charity?
Well, losers, Grim is going because he's a little baby bitch and needs to do his job. He wishes Vile, Steam, Jolt, and Go for a happy birthday, bitches. Also for Grim's birthday he wants a crossbow. A Nerf 1995 crossbow that Vile mods owns specifically.
No.
He'll make it cool, unlike Vile and his old crusty butt. See you all later, my trash pandas.
Crusty butt. God. You'll see what I have to put up with. Look at this. Maybe Streamlabs is buggy because I don't have that on OBS. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't know, Anime. I've tried, I've started it with different commands, and all the commands will go up, but Charity always gets tacked on to it. God damn it. You can't believe what you just did? What'd you just do, Steam? But yeah, I don't understand. I tried doing, like, I did some 3D modeling, and I added in, like, 3D printing and 3D modeling into the tags. It added those, but Charity was always there every single time. And I have to go into Twitch and remove it from the thing. And, like, the only reason I knew of it was because, like, Shifty let me know or Jelly let me know. And I was like, that's weird. Why is it continuously doing that? So I have no idea why. Maybe I'm just Charity for life, I guess. I don't know. Charity events for life. That's just me. Maybe I'm the charity. Maybe I'm a charity. Oh. I don't know. It is still weird, though, because I don't want it to say that a lot of times. Because I don't want people to come into my streams with the wrong intent, right? Like, thinking that I'm raising funds for something. Like, this is a joke. Like, this isn't really for anything special, and I don't want people to be doing that.
H9QH0FJ2PFJ2Fu0Fi25 Buko Kawasash Wodi Wajed J9H9H Fate 9 FHW9 Siege.
You don't know how you I mean, I would read it, but it's kind of hard because Brian's having a seizure. Or an aneurysm just happened, I don't know. Maybe send an email or tech support, either Streamlabs. Yeah, I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. But thank you for the bits, Grim. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I have no idea. I don't know, because that's the problem. I don't know if it's from Streamlabs, because it started shortly after they updated to have where people can make their own tags and stuff like that. And that information isn't given to Streamlabs. Like, you can't make your own. So, yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it's midnight and I'm caffeinated beyond anything reasonable. So that may be how you just got those reflexes now. But yeah, not knowing whether it's Twitch and or Streamlabs not talking to each other properly. Basically, it's been there ever since I did the charity events from it either started with Boobtober or it started with the Starlight Children's Foundation. I don't know which one.
Who one day was modding a blaster when the darndest thing happened because a bandit by the name of Big Ass Marblook turned up, or as his friends called him, Shifty, and he said put the ultimate pogs in the bag.
Fuck shit, bitch, damn cocksuckers, pussy asshole cunt, motherfucking dirty whore, shat onto my lunch. Piss cunt, damn bitch, suck my dick.
Because I'm a blessing to watch.
Shit, bitch, cocksucker, goddamn motherfucker, pussy asshole cunt.
All I know is that, oh god, I already read that one. You don't get to speak, you get to listen to your birthday. I was listening to Shifty, so you cut Shifty off, not me.
Excuse me, my good man. I have $500 to blow.
Midnight, you should sleep. You're gonna go? No worries, Anime.
The ultimate
Hope you have an amazing. Thank you, appreciate it. Have a good night.
I'll take it.
All right, so we're gonna try this. I am a little bit worried about it, to be honest. Should be good all the way around. Okay, we gotta run with it. We're just doing it.
What number are we thinking of? $69, dudes!
Whoa. Thank you, Steve. Or is that still showing? Now it is. I really wish I had a reason to buy a one wheel because I do like them. I don't really have. The only place I would be riding it is around my neighborhood, which isn't really like worth it, you know. If I was like hopping a tram or something like that, it would make more sense. But going back on the board, fair enough. Fair enough. You mean a unicycle? No. I mean, it kind of is. It's a motorized unicycle. That's what a one wheel is. Okay. Uses to go to work. Actually does well on dirt roads too, so you're having a good bit of fun with it. That's nice. Yeah, they look fun. I just, like I said, I don't have a place that I could really like ride that thing.
It's not a clown car. It's a compact and space-efficient motorized vehicle.
Very true. Okay. Okay, wish me luck. Hope that's actually going to go together properly. Sketchy, but... Hope my planning worked. I do feel the heat on this, which is good, which means it actually squished down into that. Fingers crossed. Thank you, man. I appreciate it because I freaking need it. It's basically a one-way trip and hoping that it works. It's kind of like a weird, I can't really mess with it. I kind of have to just leave it. Everything's like exactly where I want it. And it's got a nice feel. Like it feels like it's holding really good on its own. But I just don't want to keep fiddling with it, which could potentially cause problems. Tried twerking in the store, and the recon barrel did not magically add itself to the existing recon. I was lucky enough to find. Man, I'm not gonna lie. What Gopher's saying there about how many like recons and stuff and like barrels and attachments. Yeah, I might have something similar. I have so many attachments for blasters, and especially between retaliators, recons, and stuff like that. A lot of times those attachments are laying around. I slap them onto a blaster because there's no other blaster there that they go to. So a lot of times I just put all those attachments onto a blaster and then buy it because they don't have a price tag. And there's the blaster that they go to normally just was probably bought, but because kids take everything apart in the store, they leave all those parts and then somebody buys the blaster not realizing the attachments actually go to it. So I just threw out a black trash bag full. Christ. I don't even know how long the time is. Well, that's already freaking super hard. Not all hard, but it's definitely still got a little bit more curing. It's pretty warm. Yeah, that's getting pretty warm right there. Not gonna feel that on that. Nothing. It's got too much stuff between it, so let's hope. It looks good. Everything's looking fairly straight on it too, which is also good. So much prep work. But hey, if I could get this attached and the other side attached, this thing's basically done in this stream. And getting one of them already attached on here means that the other one can clamp on easier and literally just find a couple of spots, tack it, sandwich them together, and call it a day. I don't even need the blaster, the barrels and the AR in there anymore because this is going to hold it and clamp it where it needs to go. So there's less prep work actually to get it done. This first one is like the worst because this is helping to orient the whole thing like where it needs to be. Culling. Got to make room for cooler stuff. I didn't need 9 modulus long-range barrels. So the modulus barrels, I probably could use a couple myself, to be honest. Oh, if you do have the green one, the white and green modulus, I'm assuming you're talking about those, right? Like the long strike? Or is there a different barrel that you're talking about? Because I find long strikes from time to time, but always finding that front barrel attachment's the biggest problem. But again, Modulus had so many things for barrels. It's like, which one is it exactly? Okay. It's cooling off a bit. Oh, that's right. I was like, why is it not coming apart? It's like, yeah, that's right. Put it together. I had a heart attack. Range barrel upgrade. I'll have to take a look here in a sec. Okay, that's a good sign. Need that. Let's take off the rest of these screws and see how it comes apart. Oh, the Stratahawk, that goofy thing. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. I have so many of those. I don't need that crap. I have a ton of the Modulus barrel attachment things. That's another good sign. Last piece going to this. Thank you, prep work. Thank you, prep work. Now that it can just sit there and kind of cure up a bit, but everything actually squished and attached. Oh, that's perfect. It did exactly what I wanted it to. Frick yeah, let's go. So the nice thing is that now I've got all of this kind of squished and attached. Oh, that's funny. Even that hot glue became the dam that's just staying there now. Perfect. It did exactly like it was supposed to, and it squeezed everything right where I wanted it. Oh, that worked out so good. Oh, perfect. Had no paint. It came with Stratahawk. Don't have one somehow. Keo, welcome in. How you doing? Where are y'all getting these? Frickin' dude, yeah, thrift stores, man. I get, like I said, barrel attachments are like a dime a dozen, man. I get so much. You bought sourdough. Now, the real question, what are you having with that sourdough? Or are you just freaking like tearing sourdough and just eating it raw? Just nothing but sour. Not like that around here. Yeah. I would say I probably find more attachments than I do blasters half the time. All right, those shells are actually lining up. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do now, since this actually kind of sits in here properly... I've got room. We're going to take a little bit more of the putty. We're going to basically take that putty and just cram it down into these little crevices around through here and just give a lot of grabbing power everywhere I can. Put a little bit down in this little spot right here. Put a little bit there. Put a little bit there. Yeah. I might be able to, without putting putty over here, because I know there's a little bit of material I've got to worry about, I might just use a little bit of solvent weld and just put a little dollop right there and just solvent weld the blue and yellow piece together. Because that'll just hold that together and keep that little piece from wanting to flop around. I'd eat straight sourdough and butter. I mean, fair. It is true. I haven't tasted sourdough ever. Oh, discovered hard way that you can't just chomp on it. You kind of can, but it's a strong bread. It's a very, very strong bread. They don't have any modulus attachments. They just don't show up. Figured a recon with its stock today was lucky. I have a deal worked out with Goodwill closest to me that if I find attachments without a sticker, it's 99 cents, so I get a lot. Yeah, see? Yeah, that flavor, sourdough is a very, very strong flavor. So, like in Fenrir's case, right? Like, I can eat it, I can sort of eat it raw, but it's one of those things where it's really good as a toast. And like if you do it as a toast and like butter and stuff like that, or if you use it as a sandwich bread, like if you're like toasting the bread slightly, and then actually a sourdough grilled cheese is really good. So if you do just, grill it with cheese in the middle of, whatever cheese you prefer, that's really tasty. There's also, like I said, sandwiches. You could have it along with a soup if you're a soup person. I have a few people here who don't like them. Sourdough goes a long way with a lot of different stuff, but it is a very, very strong. Your mom's a strong. Shut up, no. Sourdough is a very, very potent bread. It can be, especially. But yeah, I'm gonna do it right now. I'll learn. No worries. Yeah, sourdough grilled cheese are tasty. I love a sourdough grilled cheese. Sourdough roast beef sandwich with cheddar and Swiss Thousand Island sauce. You're welcome. That does sound pretty good. Not gonna lie. But yeah, there's a lot you can do with a sourdough. Okay, so sourdough grilled cheese coming right up. Perfect. Yeah, try it. I think it's good, especially when you do it as like a toasting like that with stuff like that. S tier bread, it is. It can very well be. But yeah, I think a sourdough grilled cheese is really nice. So this is where it's going to get kind of strange, because I don't have as much material to grab onto. But I do have enough there. Might try that. What do you put in a sourdough grilled cheese? Usually you use something like a butter, and then it's really all it is. It's just, yeah, what cheese do you have? There's a couple of cheeses that would be better. You can use Swiss, you can use a cheddar, you can use like a Havarti, you can use a Gouda. Like any one of those are fairly good, and they all would probably go really well with it. American's not bad. It's a different kind of cheese. I think it would be with the sourdough. It might be a bit of a weird one, but I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever done an American in sourdough. Gruyere is a great cheese, but a mature cheddar is good too. Yeah. American cheese is, I think it would be okay. I would try it. Personally, I would try it. That's just me though. Gouda is Gouda. Exactly. Gouda. But like any one of those cheeses, like that works perfectly. And obviously just your butter, whatever butter you have, obviously would be fine. And just, I normally put at least a couple of good slices on it. D tier cheese. American's kind of I don't know. It's mid. Get a cheese that can handle well under heat. Yeah. American, I would say American melts a little bit easier. It's a much easier one. Does American count as cheese? I mean, you know, American cheese is C. Cheese is expensive. Yeah, cheese is. And especially like the nicer cheeses are especially pretty expensive. Mutters in added modular shit to the dock. But yeah, you can do you could try American if, like I said, I don't think it's going to be the best one, but like if you can do as I was saying, like a Swiss or a cheddar or something like that, I think that would be a really good one in a sourdough. Because like in America, cheddar is a very, very common cheese to come across. There is a ton of different types of cheddar out there. And then American cheese, kind of, you know, you don't see it. I don't really look at it that much. And it's kind of whatever. I'll sometimes throw an American on a sandwich just for the flavor, but usually I would rather have something like a pepper jack or a provolone or, you know. I would say that the white American cheese isn't as bad. I think the white American's a little bit... White cheddar, I think, is fantastic compared to like a white American, but it sounds so horrible when you call it white American, but, you know. Colby Jack's always a good bet. Yeah, Colby Jack's another good one. I'm going to check what cheeses you have. There you go. Binging with Babbage's video, grilled cheese. Cheese-loving weirdos. Man, I don't know, Joel. You better watch yourself. Gopher comes from the land of cheeses, so really... I mean, like, if you've never had fried cheese curds and you say that, get out. Get out of here. You just have the American. Try the American. To be honest, I think you'd be okay with it to give it a shot. Yeah, I would try it. Like I said, I would say that something like a Swiss or Swiss and what was the other one? Cheddar are both really good options for it, but yeah, or a mix. You can sometimes mix. I don't like cheese of basically any kind. Gopher, do you hear this? Do you see this? Do you hear that blasphemy? You're both trying to team up against me about soup, and this kid over here doesn't like any cheese. Those aren't... Pizza is just mozzarella, but Doritos and Goldfish are not cheeses. They have the flavor of cheese. Fucking do, right? We need to put you down. I know, Joel, I'm sorry to say this, but you're not a fan of dairy. Are you lactose intolerant by chance? Because if you are, obviously that could really hinder your care for cheese. I don't like cheese as a sauce. Cheese sauce is kind of a weird one to spread or as a square in a bit of plastic. Skanky janky jolt over here. See? Me and Gopher can agree on that one. Milk is man. Sour cream is a no. Hell, even whipped cream is not something I enjoy. Creaminess does not apply to me or appeal to me. Man, what a sheltered life. Jolt over there eating nothing but chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggies is Jolt's life. That's it, nothing else. I can make a banger Philly cheese. Oh god, I love a good Philly cheese, man. Philly cheese. So I don't really care for the restaurant Jersey Mike's, but they do this Philly cheese that has like jalapeno and mushrooms and stuff like that in it, and it is so freaking good. I'm baffled as to what the hell you call Swiss cheese if you call it Gruyere? I bought 12 pounds of cheese today. My dad and I both dislike cheese, me more than him. Very picky with food, okay? What's more Swiss than freaking Gruyere? I mean, true. I think it kind of just depends. It also kind of depends on what you have available to you, because not all cheddars are made the same, right? Not all makers of cheddars are the same either. There are some that I'm like, I would step over my own mother just to get that cheddar right there, versus this bullshit packaging crap that you buy from a store, and I'm like, get that shit should go rot in a hell somewhere. Like, there's a huge difference between them, all of them. And I will say that if I go overseas somewhere, like in Europe especially, I am going to be trying a lot of the cheeses that they've got. Me and Gopher are going to show up at Jolt's house one night, fill his room with Colby so he has nowhere to eat his way out. More like I'll find a way to turn cheese into jank blasters. Christ. Jolt can't live the dream because Jolt is incapable of dreaming. Just gonna say it. Call it like it is. Jolt does not have the dream. Feeling personally attacked. Jolt over here personally attacking all of us cheese lovers. Jolt's like, send me your blasters. Ha ha ha. Lol. Your cheese sucks. You like cheese? You're an idiot. If you're a cheese lover, you are a moron. You should never eat cheese. You wanna know why? Because I'm Jolt and I think that you're dumb eating cheese. Personal, like, I heard it. You all heard it here. This is Jolt King 627. Unfollow them on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook Live. Just unfollow Jolt on all of them. Yeah, you're fine for. I have a disability. I do dream about your mother, you bastard. Gruyere is a literal place here that cheese comes from. Yep. Well, that's like Wisconsin. You know, Wisconsin Wisconsin cheddar was known for that. Like, it's kind of really rich. It didn't it come from that actually? And menthol has a nutty flavor? Facebook Live. I mean, first he won't shut up about fucking loving K26. Now this shit. I know. Cheddar comes from cheddar in England. Yeah, but Wisconsin cheddar specifically is, I thought was a slightly different formula, wasn't it? Or, you know, batch of cheddar. Because there's specific types as well. Kobe is pure Wisconsin. Okay, gotcha. So Kobe is purely Wisconsin. I've never been so offended in my life. The fact that you think I'd stoop so low as to be on Zuckerberg Live. I'm depraved enough to try TikTok, but I'm not dead inside enough for Facebook. Oh, that's a good one. It's a good one. Jolt letting us know how he truly loves Facebook Live. Jolt's like, God, have you guys ever been on Facebook Live? I mean, like, it's such a good platform. Such a good It's so good. Guys, you are missing out. You 100% need to get on Facebook Live. Get on this. Get on this. What is wrong with you people? Never would have expected that. Follow Jolt on on Spybot Live TikTok. It's like Parmesan. What's like Parmesan? Are you talking about like the difference between different types, or like where they were like how different places make them? But that's like wines. There's a bunch of wines that are from like California and stuff like that, and people wouldn't even bother drinking it because it didn't come from like France or Italy or something like that. Like it wasn't European. And then when they basically lied about where it came from and said that it's a bottle of wine from wherever and insert some European country, all of a sudden all these snobs are like, this is award-winning wine. Oh, it's so delicious. And then they're like, hey, just so you know, that came from Napa Valley. And that's kind of like how a lot of these wines were. It's like, yeah, I just discovered this social media made by this small indie tech firm. It's so cool. Jolt King 2023. Yeah, I know, right? I was like, watch me on Facebook Live right now. I'm making ribs and brisket. God, I'm going to tune in for that one. God, brisket sounds delicious right now. It's the only place you could see a white girl with a weave get tasered in real time. What? I'm the meat chef. That's just people being snobs, though. Yeah, it is. But that's the thing, is like, it was one of those... I remember that was how they had to get it... basically get it to where people would buy the freaking wine, because it's like, look... This area is very similar to where a lot of like wines were made. They're growing the same stuff, and it's all made here, and it's tasty, and it became, now all of that is like wine country, and it's the most pretentious. I'm gonna say it right now. It's so pretentious, but it's a nice place. But God, is it pretentious sometimes? Oh. Now they all like to brag that they have the best wines around and stuff. It's like, oh my God. What is wrong with you people?
Vile, that's just California.
I mean, it is.
Shifty 96 smug.
You're very true with that. That is a true statement. For 10K, I would go on Facebook Live and deep throat a K26. Oh my God, Joel. I'm just hoping I win the lottery, because you're going to be eating that K26. If I ever win the lottery, you are totally going to be eating a K26. I'm just going to let you know that. Yeah. Somebody clip this so we have evidence if I ever win the lotto. If I go and win it big at a casino for some reason, even though I'm not really a gambler. We know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay Jolt the deep throat a K26. Oh my God. Screenshotted. Thank you, Steam. I knew I could count on you. It's been proven that enology experts are bullshit. Yeah, they are. Is it? How do you actually pronounce it? Onology? Unology? I have no idea how it's even pronounced. California and New York residents arguing over who lives in the better state for paying 90% of their income on rent to live in a cupboard. Yeah, pretty much. Don't worry, only like 6 real people will see it. That and like 200,000 bots. Yep. No, that's TikTok, man. TikTok's full of them too. Tons of bots. People. I felt really bad. So there was somebody who was like extremely. They had like 1 point something million. I don't remember how many followers on TikTok. And they were good at, so they thought they were like super popular. They thought they had a lot of followers and stuff like this, and a huge fan base. And they did a meetup and no one showed up. And it was like, whoa. I felt so bad for that creator. And there's a huge problem with bots on things like TikTok and whatnot as it is. Instagram's another one that's got a lot of bots on it too, but we don't really fall in the bot algorithms. Unless, like, I get hit with bots if I ever do, like, a hashtag on Twitch or something like that, right? They'll be like, promote it on this and this and this. I get like 7 of them that just want to tell me, go promote your Twitch on this channel over here, pay for it. And I'm like, what? And they'll like your photos and stuff too. So they literally do all of that. Unology. Though I'm back at accent, so I have no idea. I post the shittiest TikToks and get tons of likes. Who the hell is liking this shit? Well, that's the thing. I felt really bad for that creator because, they were making pretty regular TikToks. They thought they had a huge following of people. And nobody showed up. And it was like, wow, really? And it come to find out that apparently a lot of the accounts that were following this individual were bots. And it's kind of like, that's really sad because that's like a very weird dystopian type of thing to me is, if you get a huge following of stuff and then you come to find out that a lot of them aren't even real, that really sucks, because you're kind of living in this weird false feeling of success. It's almost all fake at that point, and that really just kind of makes you kind of question what you're doing. Are you wasting your time? Stuff like that. And that's just kind of what I felt really bad for that creator. I don't know what they do. Like, I didn't know what their thing was. I think they just talked or whatever. But still, it's just one of those things where it's like, oof. TikTok doesn't have dedicated enough fan base to allow for meetups if you're not part of the 0.1. That's the thing. Like I said, though, a lot of it is bots. TikTok is a very bot-heavy place, and for very good reason. I won't get too far into it, but it's still one of those things where most social medias in general are plagued with a lot of bots, and you do have to question a lot of the people that follow you in a lot of cases, which is a shame. But as long as you're not getting really into it, and like if your life isn't revolving around this and you're trying to build up as I think it's also the worst because a lot of people might try to start doing this, and when they see a lot of likes and stuff like that, and they're becoming what they believe is popular, it's almost like a career path. You think that what you say matters, and when you go to do something like that and you don't see people showing up, it means that what you say or the people that you thought were there and things like that, it kind of discredits what you had been doing, and it really, it's such a huge hit to your ego essentially, and your feeling of worth in a lot of cases. Yeah, a big following. Getting people to meet up is difficult. Yeah, and that's true. I think it was one of those things though where the person had been promoting it for a while, and it was at an event that was in a very large metropolitan area, and with the fan base, you would think that they have at least a few followers there. But the fact that 0 people showed up was I think, the worst part. When 90% of your audience is awkward or international, they probably won't show up. Yeah, and that's another thing. 1 million sounds like a lot, but when you take that into the grand scheme of things, spread across the world, that's actually, it could be very hard to get a few people even in that, wherever you're going to be as a meetup. So that would destroy your whole world learning that, though. Yeah, and that's my... Wait, am I a bot? I'm not a bot. Are you calling me a bot? I'm offended by that. I can't tell how many events on Facebook I've said I'm interested in attending, only to not show up. I mean, real life does suck though. Like, people might have wanted to go and show up, but literally, you know, you got jobs and bills to pay and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, that's hard. I don't even care about it enough to do meetups. I meet people IRL sometimes events. If they recognize me, cool, but I'm not heartbroken. Yeah, and I think that's kind of the best way to look at it, Jolt. You really, like, I will let people know that I'm going to an event, and I'm like, hey, if y'all are going to be there, I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to be here. Like, I went to TwitchCon. That was a lot of fun. I got to meet Dem, and I hung out with Dem. I got to meet Doodle. I got to meet a couple of other creators that I didn't know. We started following each other. I was like, oh, this is neat. Like, it was a really fun event to me, like, personally. And, you know, I got to meet somebody that I hang out with in a lot of places. But, you know, we already knew that we were both going. It wasn't like I'm trying to get fans to meet up with me kind of a thing, right? Like, it's not like that. And I think it's much more healthy to look at it in that sense that you're going to go there not to get admiration and get people to, like, you know, recognize you. You're going to go there because it's fun for you. You want to go to this event. And I think that's a healthier mentality to have. You could be. My self-esteem is so bad. I still feel like half my audience turns up to make me not feel bad. Do you know what makes me feel bad, Shifty? A lot of times when you go live, I'm like driving into town or something, and I see the notifications. I'm like, damn it. I'm literally running errands and I can't watch. I actually get really mad because I'm like, shit, I can't watch shit. I can't watch. Because a lot of times I'll also have you on in the background because you're a lot of fun. If y'all don't know, Shifty streams, and Shifty's really fun to listen to. Just because I don't care, Shifty. I'm going to talk about you. You're going to have to just deal with this. Shifty's got a really good sense of humor, and a lot of times just has a lot of funny shit to say. And it could be about anything. The game that he's playing, the artwork doing, band. I don't have the band one here. But, yeah, I like hanging out over on Shifty's stream. Shifty's a lot of fun. And I always feel so bad when I'm out doing stuff and Shifty goes live and I'm like, no. Shifty streams are pretty great. They're fun. They're a fun place to be at. Not living off this though. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're not living off of it. You're doing this for fun. You have physical people in your community. And yeah, and that's the thing. Steam's right. Like same for me, right? Like, I do this for fun. I like what I do here. I like having the interaction with people. I like being able to mod on stream. People, you know, we joke around, but we still try to get some stuff done. Like, there's a lot that goes into that. And it's just a fun thing for me, really. Aren't you an influencer? Vile wins VileCon. Only when I go to Europe. It's only going to be held in it's going to be held in Finland for no particular reason. It's going to be at a small town, village, if you will, at a cafe for all of about 20 minutes. And that's it. I'm not even going to tell you the date. You'll have to figure that out. Just random. I can make it to Finland. Great. I won't tell you the date and or time, but I know that it's going to be about 20 minutes at a cafe so I can enjoy a nice espresso or something. And someone over to your house. Oh, yeah. The mod party you did, Jolt. I forgot about that. It wasn't coming over because of my YouTube stuff. It came over because close enough together. Very rare. So I stay. Oh, that's nice. You tune in every once in a while. I wasn't fishing for compliments or I don't care if you were fishing for compliments. I wasn't here to do that. I think that you underestimate your streams. Your streams are a lot of fun to be at. I do like your art streams too because your art's really fun to watch. This randomness that comes out of it's really hilarious sometimes. I'm gonna fly to Finland exactly for that reason and live there for 6 months just for that. You're gonna be sleeping outside of some random cafe and they're gonna just wonder who's this bum that's sitting here with a one wheel outside of this cafe. That's what's gonna happen. Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's worth it though. Worth it. Who is this? Who is this person that's just camped outside of this cafe? I don't even know why I chose Finland. I'm just like, just gonna be this some random country. I don't know. That little blob there. They'll try to talk to me and tell me to leave, but I'll be like, this won't affect me because I can't understand a word you're saying. You don't speak Finnish? Is that correct? Is it Finnish? Finnish, right? Why don't you speak that? Why don't you just know every language in every European country? This is insane. I thought all Europeans were like that. Ugh, disgusting. Okay, so the nice thing about this, all right, we're gonna have to do the same thing, I believe. We're gonna do a little bit. You're finished speaking here. That's funny. Got him. Filter. So stupid. Got him. Okay, we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this little bit right here first. Finland seems super cool. It does. I actually follow a blacksmith like YouTuber. Like they do blacksmith and carpentry. I think it's is it Torbjorn? Something like that. Really cool. Like he's a really nice person too. He actually replies to comments as well. And his videography is fantastic. He does really good videos. His place looks like, it just looks like a really beautiful place. He has this really nice like greenhouse. He has a really nice shop for his blacksmithing and stuff too. And his woodworking shop, he has two shops. Basically they're separated by a wall. And he actually showed, he was like building his wood shop. And I like watching him. He has some really good, he doesn't say really anything either. He just kind of shows the video and you kind of could just follow along. How's it called? I think it's Torbjorn, if I'm not mistaken. It's something like Thunder Bear, if I remember correctly. In Finnish, if I'm not mistaken. Had a Finnish clanmate. Like the over... Is it? It's something... Well, let me make sure. I can't remember exactly what his... how it was pronounced. I'm gonna see if it's spelled the same. You'd be surprised, but his actual name is that. Yeah. So that's the creator. So it's Torbjorn. I'm not sure how you pronounce that A. That like it's like Amen. But yeah, that's his name. And if I remember correctly, it's supposed to mean Thunder Bear or something along that line. But if you ever want to see really nice videos, Anarchist, welcome in. If you ever want to see really nice videos about woodworking or blacksmithing, his videos are top notch. They are such a nice thing. He's even had some about doing like some baking stuff of like traditional holiday like pastries and stuff like that. It's such a like fun, well edited, nice, like just I can't express enough how much I like his videos. They're just really nice to watch. Got how shitty newer 18 sticks are, or just don't load or feed nicely at all. What kind of attire do attorneys wear? Lawsuits. God damn it. Anarchist, I hope you're doing well. How you been? Hope you've been having a good weekend. Actually, it was the first result for Torbjorn. Yeah, he's I recommend his videos. They are just phenomenal to watch. They're good to have on in the background. They're good if you just kind of want something to play. Yet again, doesn't really talk that often, but he doesn't really have to. It's kind of nice. It can be viewed by anyone, and that's what I like about his videos. Can't complain. Hope you're well. I'm doing good. Doing actually really good. Been doing a lot of work around the house, actually. Got some contractors coming out. We got some bids out for some gutters being put in and some drainage for that being put in, and then we're gonna work and get a patio, concrete patio put down. I'm trying to get ready for spring/summer because I got a really nice barbecue grill and smoker that I want to use. I'm so excited because we have a butcher. I've loved everything we've gotten from this butcher. That's Hey, Steve. We have a local, sort of local butcher, has like just the best stuff, and I'm so excited to finally start barbecuing again and like doing smoked. I've never had a smoker before, but I've been so excited to try to be able to do that. I'm so excited. So the ball's rolling on that, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. A fart a day keeps the doctor away. That's because it stinks. It all just stinks around here. Alright, I'm probably going to have to get out another piece of steel stick because this is clearly... I don't think it's going to be enough. But I'm going to have to put some steel stick right on this edge right through here. Since I don't have the parts around and I can just kind of clamp them together and press them, and I should be able to reach in and like press this down and make sure everything's actually squished together well enough. What happens when you fart in someone's face? I don't know. Maybe that's their thing. You got your grilled cheese? Pray. I hope that grilled cheese came out well, and I hope you enjoy it. All I'm going to say. Say that right now. Because I know sourdough is pretty strong as bread, so... Oh, I actually forgot to ask if you managed to get your megas to fire. Oh, so the megas, that's what I was doing yesterday, was all the testing, right? You can kind of see on it. I'll kind of do that since I'm waiting for this to cure up anyways. Well, that tape just said, the heck with you. It was a roller coaster of emotions, I'm going to tell you. But you see the tape on the plunger tube, right? So... I went through, we got this put together originally, and the stock numbers were pretty abysmal. It was 68-48. Awful. I found that the air restrictor actually had a bunch of holes in it. So I went through and completely filled it in with a CA glue baking soda mixture, like you pack it down with baking soda and then drip CA glue on it, and it filled in all of these holes. I had some pinholes that were back here. I had a couple of weird pinholes that were around this. So I closed all that up, right? And then I put some tape. I have this aluminum foil tape. It's a very, very, very thin tape. And I put that on the sides of the barrels. I did this exact same, these tape pieces on the barrels for my Fate, which my Fate got 121 FPS on the first shot, like the first barrel. So I know that these work, and that tape got me up to that FPS range. Tried it out. I was like, oh boy, I hope this works. 55 and 40. It was even worse. So I was like, well, shit. And so then we tried, and I had this longer piece of K25 Plus in here when I did this, by the way. So I cut the K25 down by a couple of coils. This one right here, I actually cut the K25. I literally cut the whole thing right in half and put half of a K25 spring in there that you would order. So I cut that down to get for a much more optimal spring length. And then I taped up one piece right here and tried test firing it again. Taping that up, it jumped to 80 FPS and 70, like 2 or 3. Wild, right? Doing that with the spring and the just that little bit of tape. And the reason why, remember, these are speed holes or speed slots that are in the plunger tube. When you start having a heavier spring or a spring that has a little bit better optimization to it or whatever, you don't need the speed anymore. Now you're needing the volume to go along with it because it's more than likely getting to its optimal speed before it even gets to the end of that slot, right? It is not brake action. There's no point for it to be brake action. What I'm doing is I'm epoxying this piece of the shell to the yellow piece right here. Because like you can see that shell's right there. It's already epoxied on. It's a 2-shot like Smart AR Mega. Okay, so I tried that out and I was like, that's interesting. That little piece of tape made a difference. So I added a second piece. This third piece is just to keep this other piece, on there. It's just to give it a little bit more grab. So I put this other piece of tape on. It bumped up to 85 on the first barrel, and the second barrel didn't really have a change. Yeah, it's a front loader. Yep. So I was like, okay, we're getting better, right? Then what I did from there was the O-ring. I tried to see if I could find a better O-ring. Couldn't find one. I put a tiny little bit of like a wrap and a half barely of Teflon, right? I didn't want to. I was trying to find a better O-ring. I didn't have any in my inventory that worked. I also, and I'll show you, added this dead space removal. It's basically faux barrel and a piece of like aluminum barrel material, and they sit on each one of these. So the aluminum actually sits down in there on a little ridge. This second ridge to the original air restrictor actually sits perfectly with the faux barrel material. And then obviously you have the next ridge, which then sits on this and the O-ring. And all of them fit together. And the Teflon, that jumped up my numbers to 94 and like 83, right? Between these two. That was on newer Mega Darts. On older Mega Darts. So weirdly, I have some... Here's the darts I was actually using. So on the Mega Darts, all those numbers specifically were on these two darts. These are new, like, I just got them out of the box for another blaster recently. These are old, much more worn out. They're not as bad, but they're still, they've been worn. Put these on, 101 and 87. I also tried putting a third piece of tape to see if maybe if I got a little bit more squeeze on the darts, if it would work. It actually caused the numbers to go down, so I removed it. So worn out darts actually got slightly better performance. Or at least the red ones did. Between these red and these blue ones, these like light blue ones, the red ones performed at a higher velocity. They got over 100. I hit triple digits with these guys. It might be because of the fact of the tape that I used. I'm pretty sure I could look at it, but my Fate, I think I only did one strip, and in this one I did two. So it might be that there's a little bit too much friction on it, and I could reduce that friction by removing at least one of those pieces of tape. But in all honesty, having a barrel that hits between mid-90s to low 100s is actually a really good spot to hit for Mega. And then the other barrel is still pretty much low to mid 80s. Like, I could live with that. So, and the interesting thing is that the more worn out the dart, the less grab that it has because of the tape, which means that the worn out darts are performing better, which means new darts perform worse, but worn out darts progress. Like, the more they wear out, they get progressively better, which is kind of an odd way to do it, but I'm not going to argue it. I'm just going to accept it the way it is and enjoy it. So I like it that way. We're going to keep it. Either way, we're getting anywhere from mid-90s to low 100s and low 80s to mid-80s, mid-high 80s, just depending on the dart and, you know, sealing and all of that. So yeah, we got a pretty good setup in here. But yeah, like I said, the speed holes are good based on stock springs and stock barrels and stuff like that. But if you start putting K25 in there, it is very important to actually get yourself the air volume for whatever you're firing. So, his blaster likes his darts. Well done. Exactly. I would much rather have that extra grab, because if I were to go to an event, the darts there are probably going to be worn out. So I would rather have the extra, you know, holding force on the darts to make sure that whatever I'm using is going to have optimal performance. Kind of like, that was basically my reasoning as to what I was doing and why. All right, I'll grab another. As much as I would like, and I was kind of surprised that I didn't get performance like the Fate, like the highs, I'm not really that worried about it, because this is a little bit of a slimmer blaster, has 2 less shots, but still performs within the second and third barrel that's on the Fate. You know what I mean? That's still not bad. The first barrel is 120s. It's crazy. But then the second barrel was like the same. It was like 90 something, like mid 90s. You know, and then the third barrel was like 80, like mid 80s, and then I can't remember the last barrel. It might have been like mid to low 70s. I can't quite remember. But again, it's one of those things where I'm not really going to complain. That blaster and this one are both little mega powerhouses as a good holdout blaster. And especially for like special stuff, if you're doing like HVZs, both of these are great. The one thing I do want to potentially do is cut this stupid iron sight piece off. You just need the orange piece. You don't need this giant thing on here. If I could cut that down and get it to look fairly decent, like cutting it off, I think it would be nice. It would be it would have a better ability of being holstered, and that's what I'm looking at, is just getting that holsterable blaster. So yeah, that's what I found. Okay. We're going to put a little blob right up and through here and down. And then we're going to put the same little blob right across there. Okay. Yep. I just don't know if I have enough of this. Last time I had too much because I got extra, and this time around I'm like really weird. It's the mega version of the double shot jolt thing. Yeah, kind of. But I don't know. I just like the mega ARs. I think too many people really just sleep on them. Slap a mega AR onto just about any rival blaster. Now, granted, I know in Europe, rival's kind of a hard one to get a hold of. But seriously, mega on any rival blaster performs beautifully. Even with stock springs, they perform fantastic. If you can get K25s in them, they're even much more intimidating and ridiculous. Now send it to Jerry so they can make it hammer. I know, right? Make a hammer primed version. But like I have the single barrel from this guy, and this AR still technically works. If I just combine that to whatever thing I want, it'll actually function just fine. So I now have a single mega AR that I can use. And I've got multiples of that. I actually have the one that came off of this mega AR system. When I cut it, I accidentally cut too far into it and messed it up. So it just kind of became chunk, unfortunately. But I am still, I feel like I should have more than less. So let me grab another piece of thing of steel stick. Because I also want to try to get this blaster done by the end of this stream if I can. At least mostly done. The only thing I really need to do, once these are epoxy together, I just want to put in a little bit of extra, like, packing epoxy to make sure that it's got a lot of grabbing power, and then pretty much that's it. And then just sand or drill out whatever I need to, and then, be done with it. Just put it back together. How dare you want to finish something? People give me crap about finishing stuff. It's the name of the game around here. I don't know why. Everybody always mad at me for finishing things. They're like, how dare you? How dare you? You'll hope that little blaster comes to Europe. Seems Hasbro's been sleeping on us. Yeah, it's that same thing. Like Rival especially, and I know I wonder if there's something to do with like the jewel force or the velocities or whatever, because Rival is a hard one, it looks like, to get across the pond or get across to other countries. Some of them get them and some of them don't. It just depends. Maybe you just need to work a deal out and have people send you off a couple. All right, that's much more doable. I think I can work with that. I think we can work with this. You think France will have them? Weird, right? Odd, even. Regulation? Yeah, is it regular? Okay, I had a feeling. Seen French listings for it, at least. I mean, that's the thing, like, if you can get it over, like, certain borders, then sure, but I know that in some places there, it's really hard to get things to, like, go over the borders and whatnot, so I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Fill that up. Put a little piece right in through here, and then push it together. We're going. Wish me luck, everybody. Because I'm not keeping the barrels in there, I've got to worry about it, so... Took the Motoblitz 4 months to manage to cross. Christ. Yeah, that's my thing, is like... There's a lot you got to worry about, and I know that in your neck of the woods, it's always going to be something you got to deal with. Wish. Other. Epoxy putty, save us something like yesterday's baking soda. Yeah, it's trying to get this all done correctly and try to make sure. Good. Wish. Yeah, see, it already starts to harden up fast enough that when I'm doing this, I can't add any more in because it's like, eh. But I can form what's in there a little bit better. Get it to actually, like, squeeze into the stuff. We'll be able to do the rest. Yeah, we'll add some more later. I'll be able to get some in other side. Cool. So we'll give that a good 10 plus minutes or so. Hex, welcome in. How you doing? It's not my birthday, damn you. Save us like yesterday's baking soda, I'm telling you. You gotta go shower, go to bed, going to work tomorrow again. Oof. How long have you been home? Should have been going to bed probably sooner. But anyways, I appreciate it, Steam. Thanks for hanging out. It's good having a talk with you. Have a good sleep and a good rest of your weekend. Hope your work does well. Need to finish things. You got some prints to finish. Nice. Oh, wait. Who was it that was talking to me earlier about the... Oh, Salmon, I think. You've been home for an hour. Only an hour. I've got to send some files out to Silly Salmon about for stuff for the Firefly. Hex, how you doing, by the way? You having a good weekend? Yeah, I've got some stuff, the files for the Firefly that help to index everything and kind of beef up the shell a bit. And I want to send that out to Simon, because it was they were thinking about potentially buying one off of another member. Would love to get those. Shifty.
Skedaddle,
I saw that.
skedaddle! Your dick is now a noodle!
Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. We'd love to get these. Oh, are you saying you want the files for the Firefly as well? If you let me know, I have a GitHub. I can just put a link to the GitHub and I'll at you on the Discord. So that way you and Salmon can both just go grab those files whenever you need. You're having major issues with your Firefly? Yeah, like I said, I'll put the GitHub link and I'll just at you and Salmon, and that way if you want those indexing pieces, that way you've got access to them and you can just print them off in your own time and obviously try them out. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. This is going together nicely. I am really liking how this is going together. All my, like, the worst parts, like, that I was afraid of are kind of working. Like, everything's getting together and going together nicely. Last thing I need to do is just get everything sealed. God damn it.
Okay, I know this is a really bad idea, but I'm already here.
Have a good night, Steve. Yes,
Here
I see that. Do you want me to have dinner when in stream or sooner? Probably at the end of stream, because like I said, I'm gonna try to end that off a little bit earlier tonight. You're like, what? What? What?
Take me home, pet me, and make me yours, and don't forget to stuff me. See me like my little baby tail for your bulgy wonky kisses and lickies your neck. I hope daddy likey suzzles and wuzzles your chest. I be getting Hey, I got a little itch. You think you can help me? Only 7 inches long. Ooh, please adopt me. On your butt as I lick my lips.
Vile Uwu wants dinner. Oh, whoa.
With this furry shit, he don't see it coming.
You haven't heard this in a while? Yeah. It pops up, but a lot of times you're not around when it when it's there. What was that noise? What noise? That noise? Excuse me. That noise? Is that the noise you're talking about, Hex? I don't know what you're talking about. What? What? Huh? Bless you. Thank you. I sneezed from my butt. How you doing, Hex? How's your weekend going? You're making some suspicious noises. Again, I don't know what you're talking about. These farts have impeccable timing. Damn it, Steve.
Stop!
That's a long sneeze. You know, sometimes. I think you had a bit too much to eat today. I've never had enough. I need more. Like a bear, I gotta plug myself up. I gotta eat like dirt and rocks and twigs and stuff like that. Maybe it'll stop all the farts I've got. I might have found a possible new sound alert. Oh god. Wait, Shifty. You still haven't claimed the sound alert, have you?